Guys, one of my directors at work told me to take a holiday, and I was like, you know what? You don't need to tell me twice. No, I'm kidding. I actually kind of needed to be convinced, but I am taking a holiday. Dave and I are going to the Philippines over like the 10-day Anzac Day Easter long weekend break. You know, the whole take 3 days off, have 10 days. Would not recommend going overseas in that time, to be honest, to be completely honest. I guess the one good thing is people tend to have that time off, so people tend to go overseas. So we're actually meeting up with a couple of his friends there. It was just a really happy coincidence. It wasn't actually planned that way, and I guess that wouldn't happen if you were going outside of, you know, a time like that. But outside of that, everything is so expensive, like so painfully expensive. We used points for our flight to Manila. I think we ended up using, like, it was bad. It was like 100, he tells me it was 120,000 points each plus $300 each. Excuse me, flights were like 2 grand. If we were to pay for flights, it was 2 grand return to the Philippines. And I was like, dude, I paid less than 2 grand to fly return to Europe last year. I'm not paying that much money to go to the Philippines. So it wasn't a great use of points, but whatever. So we are flying into Manila. We get there at 1 a.m. We are staying in this like airport hotel, and then we're flying out basically first thing in the morning. We are going to Coron, and so there's Coron and there's Coron Island. And the reason why we are going to Coron, there are two main reasons people go. One, you dive, and we don't scuba dive, and two, you stay on the houseboats. And I really wanted to stay on the houseboats. Unfortunately for me, I did not realize that there are 16 like individual suites on the houseboat, and the smaller ones with like 1 or 2 or 3 beds get booked out really, really quickly. So by the time we had booked our flights to Coron, there were 2 suites left. One of them had like 5 beds and the other one had 8. And the price, it was like the cheaper one was 900 Australian dollars for one night, and we wanted to go for 2. So we ended up moving our flight. Long story short, I usually buy the cheapest flight because I'm very frugal, but in this particular instance, I'm so grateful that we didn't, because we were able to move our flight free of charge. And I also emailed them, and they were like, oh, we've just got this new ground floor suite that we've just built. It's not on the website yet, but it's available for one night. And I was like, okay, we'll move our flight earlier. We'll stay one night. And it was like $500 for one night, which is pretty expensive for accommodation, I think. But it's going to be amazing. I'm going to show you guys when we're there. Hopefully we have internet there. And then the other thing was like the boat tour. We haven't booked it yet. The one we wanted to do, unfortunately, is booked out. And we were like, holy crap. We just had this moment where we just realized how booked out everything was, and we were freaking out. So hot tip, and this is like, I'm making this video early March. So this is like almost 2 whole months away. So if you go to the Philippines, book it early. Apparently it's one of those countries where like it just gets really, really expensive if you book it last minute. So we've found a different tour, which sounds, you know, pretty good as well. It goes from Coron to El Nido, and it's like a 3-day, 2-night thing, and you go island hopping, and then you stay in the little huts in the islands. So I'm really excited. I really need a holiday.